So for as long as I can remember, I've suffered from some pretty severe anxiety. I am very good at hiding it from people, so a lot of people wouldn't even know that this is a struggle I've had for so long. I could actually, at one point, I could have a panic attack in a room full of people and no one would have any idea. It's something that I've struggled with for quite some time. The biggest things that would cause the most anxiousness for myself were the loss of somebody, whether that was a death or fearing someone or something in my life leaving me, or my husband, thinking that maybe he was gonna leave me for whatever reason, something about myself that he might not like, or if I did something. Lots of fear and anxiety around being left and my life changing so drastically. I also had a lot of anxiety around health issues. Any little thing that I felt in my body would trigger a response of just like I was gonna die. I had a really, really big fear of myself, losing my own life as well. Or it would prevent me from going places and doing things with other people. I did end up suffering from some depression as well because I was just so anxious all the time. I couldn't get out of my own way. And it started impacting my relationship as well. Constantly questioning my husband, where are you? What are you doing? Just all the thoughts that would happen in my head that were not even realistic, but once your mind gets going with it, it takes off, and that's what mine did. It would take off into a spiral. I also was really anxious about the way people felt about me. I wanted people to like me, and I was always concerned that if I did something that someone wouldn't like, it would be like this big, huge thing, or if I said something wrong. So I definitely stayed back in the sidelines a lot. I didn't often voice my opinion, and kind of just stayed quiet. So those are the issues I was facing, and like I said, it's been for a very, very long time, as long as I can remember. Some things that I had tried to do, it was more, for a while I didn't even realize it. I was kind of in denial. I went to therapy at one point in my life to deal with, some things that I needed to talk about and figure out. And while it was great, it didn't solve the problem. I started really, really paying attention to my health and wellness after college, and maybe when I was like 24, 25, I think it was, I had a really, really bad concussion. And that's when I kind of started realizing the foods I put into my body caused certain responses. So I started getting really conscious about my health and wellness then. I started going to yoga, and I learned about meditating, and I did acupuncture. I went to a natural healer who is amazing, and I still see him every so often when I have a particular health problem or pain or anything. And that really was great, but the anxiety never went away. It wasn't until after COVID shut down. I'm a teacher. I was completely burnt out. I took the summer off from waitressing, and it was not good for my mental health. Not only was I anxious all the time, but I started to suffer from some pretty severe depression. And I, at one point in the summer, hit rock bottom. My rock bottom. I know everybody's rock bottom is different, but for me, it was a big wake-up call that I had to figure something out for myself. So I knew it was time to bet on myself, because my anxiety was really getting in the way of my life. It was really, really impacting my relationship with my husband, and I knew that if I didn't change, I could ruin my life, essentially. So it was time that I did something for myself and that I took care of my needs. After doing the audio tapes every day for a little while, I started to notice, maybe like a week later, I noticed I hadn't really been anxious. My husband works late at night and I just knew he was coming home. And that was something that I was like, wow, this is great. I'm not worried at all. I just was enjoying my life. And I said to Canary when we had our weekly call, I didn't even realize that I wasn't anxious because I didn't realize that life could be that way. And it was just so joyful that I didn't even realize what I had in the past was gone. I continued listening to the audios every single day. And as it came up to the middle of my time with working with her, I had a little day surgery coming up. I realized, even though I hadn't been anxious for about 2.5, almost 3 weeks, I still had some anxiety around the surgery itself. I was really anxious to go under anesthesia, which connected to my anxiety with losing someone or losing my own life. So she scheduled me to come in the day before my surgery, and we had an amazing session. We did some work around reframing my beliefs with the surgery and going under anesthesia. I thought that I was going to panic when the anesthesiologist came, and I felt nothing. I signed the papers. I said, okay, thanks. And I realized, again, it worked. I knew that I was coming out of this surgery safe. I knew I was coming out healthy. And it also helped in my recovery because I wasn't anxious about what was happening. So since then, I have continued to do my audio every day. And just life-changing. Even my husband has realized that I'm a different person for the better. And it's been really great and refreshing. There have been some things, of course, that I have some natural, very low anxiousness about, but it is not the overwhelming, debilitating anxiety that I experienced before. And I am so, so thankful that I found Canary and that she does this work, because this is what I have been looking for years. And I just can't thank her enough for helping me through something that has caused so much pain in my life. So today I live a much less anxious life. I'm able to do more things. I put myself out there more. My relationship with my husband just gets stronger and stronger every day. There's a lot of trust that I've allowed into my life because I don't need to have that anxious feeling about things anymore. The biggest thing I've learned from Canary is that you have to figure out the root cause of anything that you're experiencing in your life before you can have true success. And that's exactly what Canary does. And she's done that for me and many other people. So I look forward to continuing to work with her on other things, other areas of my life, while I continue to experience a life with less anxiety.